I want to speak on choices. Um, Choices is like being there with that person that you've waited for all of your life, being there with that job that you've dreamed of your entire childhood, being there with that vision when you had a plan, being there with your heart, your inspirations, or that gut feeling telling you this is what I want. And then suddenly you look away. You're sitting there, you're sitting there with all of these things, but you're stuck in the moment physically. You're in the moment physically, but your mind takes you away. Mentally, you you look back at that thing that was there for you when you didn't have all of this sitting right next to you. You look back at that moment that kept you together when you were falling apart, and you remember all it took to get you together, and all of these things you remember because you know that at any moment, just as you was to make your mind up or change your mind and say and push that thing away and say I want this, that this can so easily become that. The only thing with that is you can pick up from where you left off without expecting too much, without expecting anything at all. And the only downside to get from that would be remembering or reflecting back on figuring it out. What do you have to lose? But the very things you lost yourself to. And then these, it's like you have this figured out. You have this figured out and you know what to do, when it gets tough. And then when it gets tough, the only way is to, you know, just picking yourself up. That's it. Just picking yourself up. That's what you've learned and that's what you've become accustomed to. So when you look at these things or you look at all you wanted and all these aspirations and all these dreams and visions and passions and all of that that you had placed for you, and now that it's here. So the only thing left for you to do is would be to make that choice. So as I said, your future or all that you ever wanted can be right here. The tough part is trusting enough to let go of what if this doesn't happen. Let go of the suitcase. Let go of the bag. Let go of your map, your plan. Let go of that doubt you have in your head. I'm trying to think of the specific what I'm actually trying to say. Those are all relating to, but I'm looking for a specific word. Let go of your backup plan. Um, but even in that situation, your backup plan, you can see it as your beginning. And that's when, that part comes in. Like, um, you just pick up certain parts of yourself. That's what you're gonna have to do when you let go of this. So you lose this and you know what you're gonna lose. You already know how that works. But it's this part, you let go of this and now you have to pick up pieces of yourself. It's a losing situation. All of that you built up, and then you lose that. You not only are you losing everything that you wanted and hoped for, but you're also losing all that you've built up inside. And that's when the repairing process begins. You have to repair yourself, and it's all of this to look down upon. So it's like, what are you really losing when you're in this, when you're trying to make a decision? And that's the thing, it's not hard. The decision isn't hard. The simple easiest decision would to be this decision over here. Yeah, I'm gonna make this decision, because I know what that's like and I know what this is like and how I can come out from this, um rather than how I come out from this. But you can also look at that situation in the same way though, because who knows how long this thing is going to work. Have you actually lost everything that you was afraid that you were going to lose going taking this route? Basically, everything that you thought you were scared of losing here, you already lost there. I mean, it's, yes, you've already lost there. Because when you depend on a thing or you depend on something outside of yourself that is creating yourself, is building yourself. So you're looking at both situations. So what are you willing to lose? What will you lose? Now it's becoming hard, I yeah, so what are you willing to lose? What can you lose? So now you look back at the situation and you think all my hopes and dreams or in this person specifically and all of this can be taken from me emotionally, physically and mentally, but your dignity, your soul, your spirit and everything else, if both things has that effect to where it can take that from you, what are you afraid of losing? What can you gain? From both situations. That's where now you got to you got to throw in a comparison chart, contrast and comparison, and you got to actually strategize and figure out that plan because now the battle or the choices isn't the issue. It's all about making the move that fits who you are now. It's not about winning or losing. But if you can figure out the gain from those situations, it may make you and make it and make this a bit easier. I'm pretty sure you gotta just dissect that, dissect it, and figure out, you know, because that's something to think about just going forward, especially if you've been through a lot and a lot has happened to you. Um, that's something you would have to figure out because I mean, a lot of people say hurt. I mean, you're not gonna ever um you can't dodge being hurt. You can't dodge being hurt. So um but you can dodge that bullet trying to pierce your skin. That's what you can do. Pierce through your skin. Um you get the point. So yeah, now that's something to, think about. Something to think about.